The Game of Life, and How to Play It Well. Copyright 2022. Instructions on fair use of this ebook will be given by Gare Science himself as soon as you pay. About the author. The writer of this ebook is Gare Science, and as always, I would never stop writing because there are a lot of things to write about. And from the beginning, the very best place to keep a secret is in books. Today we got ebooks, so if you want to uncover some secrets about life for yourself, then get this ebook right away. You can't get this ebook and remain the same. My ebooks have transformed many lives and your life will not be excluded. Who should read this ebook? Those who should read this ebook must be those usually having suicidal thoughts, those who are always sad, those who feel life is meaningless, those without motivation or energy, those who don't see anything good in life, those who hate life and the world, etc. If you fall into the above mentioned, then you have to get this ebook for yourself. This ebook is yours and must not be sold to anyone for any reason. The standard price set for this ebook is N1,000, so you are permitted to use for yourself only and not to share because their information here are valuable. Gare Science monitors his products always, and if you are caught selling this ebook without being authorized by the author, Gare Science, you will be punished, so be warned. Buy this ebook and use it for yourself only. If you buy and want to recommend to a friend, let Gare Science know here femugaro3@gmail.com, so you get commission for yourself as the person pays for it. Belongs to Gare Science. Report here if you see anyone claiming ownership. femugaro3@gmail.com. You will be given chapter 1 for free. So, paying for the complete ebook is necessary if you want all information. I am George by name, and I like it anytime I am hired by Gare Science to read his ebooks because Gare Science's contents are rich. Table of Content. Chapter 1. Life is a Game. Chapter 2. How to Play the Game of Life. Chapter 3. What is Winning? Chapter 4. How to Find Your Win Daily. Chapter 5. How to Stop Suicidal Thoughts and Play the Game Well. Chapter 6. How to Love Life and Stay Motivated. Chapter 7. How to Make Life Meaningful to You. Chapter 1. Life is a Game. First, what is a game? A game, as you would know, is something that is not real, right? A game is created, it could be by someone or by nature. If you don't know, nature is as intelligent as man and knows more than man. Nature has been existing since man came and will keep existing. You can get more information about this nature concept in a book, The Science of Being Great by Wallace D. Wattles. You can get it now on YouTube, or let me know so I send the audiobook to you. Let me know here. GareBillionaireMind@gmail.com. It's free to use and must not be sold. How is life a game? This is a big idea, and I am so glad that I shall be able to explore this idea so well that anyone reading would understand. Let's first go to the definition of life. Life means living, to be able to move, respite, excrete, etc. That's life. But the problem here is, why are we here? What are we here for? This is the question bubbling in your mind, I know. But it's fine, because all will be answered in this ebook. As you read, go through each text carefully and do this when you are relaxed and where there is no noise. The audiobook is available, you can use it to assist or accelerate the learning process. To me, I prefer audiobooks because I just turn it on and just listen to it. Whichever method you prefer, you can do, it's yours. Have you ever wondered what makes a child grow? This is a question of thought. Why is it that when a child is born, only the body knows how to grow by itself? The body knows what to do, right? The genes are responsible for this, right? Genes are the structural or basic units of inheritance. Genes are like fingerprints and they are responsible for inheritance. Inheritance simply means transfer of favorable characteristics from parents to offspring. The term evolution will be discussed here in details. You need to know how a favorable character is being transferred from parents to offspring. Evolution simply means the sum total of adaptive changes which occurred over a long period of time. The concept of evolution is really intriguing and I know you are going to enjoy this. As always, I will make it as easy as I can so you can grasp fully what I am trying to bring to the table. In reality, there has been something wonderful which happened and has baffled both scientists and non-scientists. And you know what that is? That over some period of time, Some observable changes occurred in certain organisms, and this change is extremely obvious while sometimes not obvious. For example, the horse. At about 55-60 million years ago, the feet of the horse had 3 toes which were noticeable. This horse grew in the Eocene period called Eohippus. What happened? It was observed by man from generations to generations that the toes begin to degenerate. Although this did not happen in one day, it took years. But man from each generation always observes and teaches the way they see things to the next generation. So, the horse having 3 toes and usually shorter in height than the current one we have now was studied in the lab by archaeologists. Guess what they found? They noticed that over time, the toes degenerated and now horses do not have toes but hoof. The toes have been replaced by hoof. Why did this happen? And what accelerated this process? Is life constantly changing? Many questions jumped into the minds of scientists and they finally called this observable changes evolution. The reason for evolution man gave was for adaptation or for survival. From time on, there has been a strong connection between man and his environment. To some, the environment could be the cause of evolution, to others the genes. To others, something else. Different scientists have their own views as to why evolution occurs. Do this same changes take place in man? Wow! Man has been known to be the god of the earth, but is this really true? And if this is true, why has there been struggle, pain, hardship on this planet? You will understand why it's so as you read on. Gare Science always gives massive value and all information here comes from study and research. The answer is yes. Man was not like this when created at first, or when he evolved. The ancient man, could be Homo erectus and other names. The truth is that when man was created or when man evolved, man was not the way he is today. Truly speaking, the ancient man looked like the gorilla in structure. So, ancient man was regarded as an ape-like being having hands and feet and could walk upright. Presently, we now know that the gorilla has 98% of our DNA. Could humans have come from apes? I do not know, but I will give a good answer to this question as we go on. Why do we need to go back to history? Understanding the history or past helps you to understand or predict the future properly, and when you don't, you can't predict the future and you are going to be sad, frustrated, angry, etc. Those who are wealthy and happy truly know this, they understand the past and the future. I will give you an instance here of what a billionaire said when he spoke to a crowd in TED Talk. Here's what he said: "You are too casual. Many of you can sell your dreams. Your willingness to succeed can be bought." He went in and added, "There is a person God has made." Get the video here on YouTube. Video link provided in the main ebook. Now, back to the story. Ancient man was just like the ape animal except having a frontal lobe constituting 40% of the brain of man. The brain is divided into the forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. The forebrain is mainly for conscious learning, decision-making, creative thinking, etc. But in other animals similar to humans, the frontal lobe is not as big as humans. This difference is what scientists believe separates us from other animals. From generations to generations, there has been changes that occurred in man. Changes in behaviors and activities. When man evolved or was created, was man brushing his teeth? No. But now, we brush our teeth daily. That's number one behavioral change that took place. Many other behavioral changes took place too. Although the environment also fostered the changes in some ways. When man came, was there language? What then happened? According to research, man was at a time using sounds to communicate, and they used certain sounds to communicate, and they used certain sounds to indicate there's danger so they can survive. After some time, ancient man started to use words to communicate with each other. This leads to the invention of language. Why did this have to happen? No one knows. Man found himself on the planet called Earth and all he had to do is survive. In other words, man mysteriously found himself in the game environment and all he had to do is play the game. Have you ever played a soccer game maybe on PS3 or 4 or Gamebox? Or have you ever played Grand Theft Auto? What did you notice? You notice that in the environment of the game environment looks so real to the gangsters. To the extent, you fall if you kick a stone. To the gangster, that environment is real. Have you ever imagined how that thing happened? How they even created that game? Where did the inspiration come from? Read on to know more. Gare Science gives massive value always. Another most striking behavioral change that has occurred in man, consisting of both male and female, is that the brain have become more and more powerful. The brain of man now creates robots which it was not able to do when it first evolved or was created. We should not be afraid to talk about the history of evolution of man. Let's explore it. Here is the answer. What we know is that there is something within the genes which some may call intelligent substance. It is called intelligent substance in The Science of Being Great by Wallace D. Wattles. This intelligent substance is what is responsible for the changes, and this intelligent substance is God. Have you ever imagined how a child grows without knowing anything? The genes got all the information on how the body should be built. But within the genes lies this intelligent substance which is called God. From the very beginning God has been seeking fuller expression in man. God wants to evolve a form where he can create things, imagine, think, etc. and do things with hands. According to the science of being great, intelligent substance permeates and penetrates all things. The actual nature of this intelligent substance is still not known, but scientists have studied and found that this intelligent substance, as some would call it, must be formless, shapeless, unadulterated form of energy and penetrates through time and space. Some scientists say it must be boundless and infinite, and we may never be able to explore to the end because it is boundless. The nature of intelligent substance can be really studied in your creative thinking or while you thinking creatively. Meditation is a sure way to get closer to it. When you meditate properly, you will notice that there is really an unadulterated form of energy that permeates all things. You will notice that it is boundless and that you too are boundless. Ancient man was more ferocious and always killing each other and always in war. These periods of war and killings developed the brains of man to the extent it can create wonderful things. According to The Science of Being Great by Wallace D. Wattles, this pain from war developed the brains of man. And now, war is being tempered with love and justice. That's another behavioral change that has taken place. We don't know if we are in a simulation. Being in a simulation means, maybe we are in our own game environment just as the gangsters in the Grand Theft Auto are in their own game environment. Maybe someone is controlling us just as we control CJ in the Grand Theft Auto. According to a renowned scientist in the USA, Neil deGrasse Tyson, it is 50% we are in a simulation. So, this universe may not be the way you think. Do you know man now make robots? Robots that are almost intelligent like humans. How do they do this? There are more other questions to ask, but the truth is this: we might be in a simulation. This life you see is just a game and a simulation. This life you see is just a game, and consciousness is fundamental, meaning all living things are conscious and are having some sort of experience of one kind or the other. When you were born, before your birth, did you recall anyone telling you how to live here on Earth? No. You were just born here, and all you had to do is play the game by reading, making friends, setting goals, setting intentions, etc. The world is not as real as you think. Here is a proof we might be living in a simulation. When a butterfly chrysalis changes into the butterfly, it loses all information on how to be a chrysalis, of how to feed like a caterpillar, of how to crawl. It suddenly starts to fly and adopts a new pattern of feeding. If this is possible, it therefore means we might be living in a simulation. Maybe God himself is expressing himself through us and just want to do something, and when we die, maybe we will get into another world or another stage of the game, or maybe we will become conscious we have been in a game. From a lot of proofs, it shows we are 50% in a simulation. So if you are sad, frustrated, angry with life, let loose. Knowing that it's a simulation could be exciting because you would now focus on being here and start playing the game. It's a mental game. When God said, according to the Bible, "Let there be light," you agree that thoughts lead to words, right? So, meaning God had the thoughts of the world before even speaking. So, this world come from thoughts, so don't play with your mind. Go into meditation to truly explore yourself. The inner world creates the outer world.